Well, hello, everyone. Ashanti Titus here with Profit Mode Investments. On this channel, we talk about ways to invest your money, whether it's crypto, IPOs, or stocks. And we also talk about news as it pertains to American-based companies. So one of the things that we're going to talk about today is a stock that's going to debut on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange this Thursday, actually. The name of the company is European Wax Center. European Wax Center has been around since 2004. They have expanded their locations to 808 locations, which 99% of them are franchisee-owned locations. This is very important to note because the franchisees pay the corporate office on a weekly basis their royalty fees. Now, these royalty fees have gave some relief to their franchisees recently due to the COVID, pandemic. So that's been very beneficial and helpful for these franchisees owners during this, hard time, because the services that they provide are in-person, personal services. This can be anything from a bikini wax to eyebrow wax, underarm wax, any place you can think of to be waxed, they do it there. All right. So once again, this company has been around since 2004. It recently got some new leadership. It was started by the Copus brothers in 2004. It's now under the leadership of a man by the name of David Berg. So David Berg is the current CEO. And they pretty much have some registered trademarks, which is very beneficial to their company. And one of them is called the Unlimited Wax Pass. So it allows individuals to pretty much purchase the pass to come in their at any one of their locations and actually get, the wax of their choice. So, and they have annual membership, and they also, if I'm not mistaken, they also have the month-to-month services where you can purchase those as well, which is very beneficial for this company as it pertains to cash flow. Okay, so that's really, really good. And we're gonna just go ahead and dive into the numbers. So as it pertains, let's go to the revenue first. To the revenue, COVID really wiped out a lot of in-person personal services, from the, beauty industry, as far as salons, nail salons, hair salons, and massage parlors, all of that. So it looks like, as you can see, the product sales, they get their revenue from a couple of different places. Product sales, royalty fees, as well as marketing. So all of these have taken a hit of 30% or more, as you can see, from 2019 to 2020. Each and every item revenue line has been affected negatively, and that's due to COVID. Now, with that being said, it is my humble opinion that this percentage is pretty good, in relation to the circumstances of COVID. The entire world was shut down for a point, and so the fact that they only lost 30%, it could have definitely been a lot worse. I think there's a lot of potential for this company to bounce back and to expand their services. In fact, they plan on opening 50 to 60 new locations in 2021 alone, according to their perspectives with the Security and Exchange Commission. All right. Looks like they heavily increased their investments in their asset, including their computer equipment, 164% increase in that, as well as their software, 30% there. As you can see, in 2019, the computer equipment, there was 184,000, and there's 487 there. And then from here, it was 6.6 million as far as software, and then 8.7 million for 2020. This is the case pretty much everywhere except for their leasehold improvements. All right. So they're definitely investing the money to, make sure that they're on point as it pertains to technology, which is definitely something that you want to see as it pertains to your money and investments and growth and things like that. Now, as it pertains to their obligations, they have something called a senior credit facility. It was $269 million. Now, the senior credit facility, I did look up to make sure that, it wasn't something that, like, what I was thinking was actually what it was. And what I actually came to find out was that this particular senior credit facility was actually secured. So if the business went south, the first individuals that would be paid would be the senior credit facility lender. This is due to the fact that the particular one that they have is secured. So it's actually the collateral, the assets in the business are the collateral for this loan, okay? And this one was pretty interesting to me. So what I also learned when I was watching one of the videos in relation to the senior credit facilities is that they're the ones that get treated the best and they're first in line to get paid back. The shareholders are way at the back of the line as it pertains to treatment and who's prioritized, you know, as it pertains to their investment. Okay, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. So that was a term, you know, it was the senior credit facility. And then I also learned about a tax receivable agreement. So there's a tax receivable agreement. It's pretty much, let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. So the tax receivable agreement protects actually the initial owners of a company. And you can take a look at there. I can provide a link for you as well about what it exactly is. But pretty much the new owners of this company have to pay the founding members annually to kind of recoup some of their investments in the company, according to what it says here, as far as for a tax receivable agreement. So this can affect the amount that's as far as net income goes. So it's actually going to reduce that amount because it's going to be paid out to the pre-IPO owners. All right. So that's something you need to think about and keep in mind. Okay. So they do have a clause that's on the SEC's website that's talking about the receivable agreement. And let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. There we go. So right here, as far as new structure, they have the rights to receive payments under a tax receivable agreement. All right. And so these are the type of little small things that, you know, you may overlook and that could deeply impact what the future holds for a company. Okay. So this is directly from the SEC website. Under new structure, this looks like this is on page 12. Okay, so definitely take a look at that and what that could mean for your investment if you do decide to invest in European Wax Center. All right, another thing that I came to find out, they did have a loss for the last 2 years. So for 2019 and for 2020 there was a loss. So 2019 there was a loss of $24 million. 2020 there was a loss for 21. So it's a little bit less, a little bit better, so to speak, but it's still a loss of $21 million. Okay, so that is concerning to me. And I'm wondering, you know, overall, you know, based off of what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, the kind of vibe that I'm getting with this particular company is that it's like all protecting those former executives, and they haven't made money as far as the bottom line goes in the last couple of years. In fact, there's been a loss. So that's very concerning to me. Also, they have some negative reviews in relation to the services themselves. And there's complaints about the people in the centers not being trained or had the expertise needed to, perform these services. There's also some claims as far as from people on, YouTube who have worked there or who have had experiences there, of some issues with diversity as well. So, but on their website, it reflects differently. So, for this particular company, I would definitely see this as a long-term investment if you really care for this particular company. I've heard of it before. I personally have never been to one. But overall, I would say I would leave this, up to you. If you really believe what they're doing, if you know about this company and you love their services, then definitely go for it. But as far as for a short term, I would be very leery, meaning within the next 3 years, due to the fact that they're going to be distributing a lot of cash back to the previous owners. And not only that, they made it pretty clear in the prospectus that they will not be paying dividends. Okay. They were paying dividends prior to the IPO, but once the IPO happens, they're not going to be paying dividends to the shareholders. So I thought that was very interesting. That's pretty much all I have for this particular stock. So this is European Wax Center. It's going to be starting at $15 to $18 on Thursday if you want to gear up and prepare for that. Also, one of the things I forgot to mention, because I said I wouldn't invest in Robinhood, and it actually did go down. So it was 38 was supposed to be the starting point, and ended up going down to, I think, like 34 or lower than that. I want to throw out there that after, doing the video, I had this conversation with one of my family members, and he was telling me about putting out a put against that particular stock. I would have actually made money instead of not investing at all. So even though if you don't like a company, or if you don't think that their stock, value is going to go up, you can actually put a put out against it, and I would have made money with that. So missed out on that opportunity. Anyways, hopefully this video was helpful to you. Hopefully you learned some things. I know when I was researching this company, I learned some things. I also learned about something called white space. White space is essentially opportunity to create revenue or opportunity for your products and services due to underserved markets or price points or things like that. So they did say that there's a lot of opportunity due to all of the white space that they have, within, I guess, their products and services and things like that. So that's pretty promising. But like I said, this for me, like if you were to invest in this company, I would definitely say do it long term, meaning over 5 years, because I think it's going to be kind of rocky these first 3 years, just based off of what I'm seeing and all of that. So hopefully that you found this video helpful, and we will be back next time. There's a couple of more companies that will be IPOing this week, and we are so excited about that. And hopefully I can get these cranked out to y'all so that you can make some informed decisions. Until next time, stay profitable and stay great. Bye.